Hello everyone, welcome back. McMac is here and I'm talking about gold this video. I've been in precious metals for only 14 months, but I consumed a lot of information in that time period. And the one that caught my eye the most was about gold as money. And a lot of stuff that I did find out here in YouTube and online and everything else, that it convinced me that gold has never stopped being money. And the facts are in front of our eyes. Just because we can't go to, well, here in New Jersey anyway, just because I can't go to the store and use my gold and silver to purchase things doesn't mean it's not real money. It just means the real big elite powerful people in the world just don't want us to use it as money. So, I'm going to come up with a few facts and a few things that I've got after for the first 14 months that made me think, it is money. It always was money and probably always going to be money because that's what humans want. The yellow gold is the money. So, I'm going to start off with the fact number one. It's in our Constitution. It says gold and silver coins are the only thing to be used as money in the United States. Period. That should be all that we need to know. The Constitution was wrote a long time ago, so it always has been money in this country. Okay? It's fact number one, which is the biggest fact, although the Constitution's been brushed away by the elite, not by our government, the people who control our government. Since 1913, they own America. America is no longer America. It's called AmeriCorp. Corporations own this country. And hopefully one day the citizens can take it back. But anyway, that's a different video. So I want to point out the most important stat about that Constitution. The other facts that I came up with, well, I found out about a month or two ago that there's two states that now make it legal tender for you to purchase gold and silver with. Arizona and Utah. How that works, do not know. I don't know. I doubt it that they can go by the value of the gold on the market because that fluctuates too high, too low, and you'd be in the middle of a grocery line trying to use your gold coin or your silver coin to buy groceries, and by the time you get there you can either lose your purchasing power like it did yesterday and how fast it dropped compared to how much more purchasing power you could get if it goes up that fast. So you could have, just give you an example, $500 worth of groceries that you want to buy or whatever, and when you get there, your gold coin or your silver coins is only now worth $450. You now have to drop $450 worth of stuff off your cart that you can't buy now. So it's probably going to go on the value of the coin, which nobody's going to use because you're getting ripped off because the metal's worth a hell of a lot more than its face value. Now, since we're on face value, that's going to be my next topic of it. If it wasn't real money, why have all the governments in the world put on their coins legal tender? Or at least on their certificates saying it's legal tender. May not be on the coin itself, so I just want to correct myself. Legal tender. I'm going to start off with the American dollar bill. Legal tender money, right there. Okay? Plain and simple. But that's not the only thing I have in my hand that says legal tender. As you guys saw in my first video. Certificate of authenticity. I'm going to read this on here before I show it to you. The Gold Bullion Act, the Gold Bullion Coin Act of 1985 authorized the U.S. Mint to strike and issue 4 denominations of legal tender gold bullion coins. Let me go find that for you real quick. Right there. Legal tender. There it is. Right from the U.S. government. Legal tender. Same thing as in our dollar bill. It's money. Okay? This is real money For over 5,000 years it has been. Ever since we've been using it as money. What's that bottom say? What do I see there? I see $50. If that wasn't money, why would the government be stamping it on the coins that it is money? Very interesting, isn't it? Another reason why I believe has always been money. What have the banks been stocking up in their vaults? Gold, man. Gold. And tons and tons and tons. Such massive amount of gold. To back up the dollar. Or the euros. Some type of thing that they know if something happens, you better have this metal to back you up. Okay? They know. Trust me, they know. They're not They're not stupid. They know exactly what it is. Now, another reason, since we're on the story of banks, we're all very aware of what happened to Cyprus. About them going bankrupt and they had to pay off their debt. Central banks didn't want the euros from Cyprus to pay off their debt. No. They didn't want paper. Keep this. That ain't nothing. That's losing value. Nothing. We want the real stuff. You got 13 tons in your country. We want 10 out of 13 tons of gold that you got to pay off your debt. We don't want your money. We want the real money. Gold. That's what they took. They took 10 tons of their gold to pay off their debt. They don't want the cash. They don't want paper. They want the gold. So if gold isn't money, why did they accept it to pay off the debt that had to been paid off by money? Okay? Little quick video I'm going to show you guys to actually help me out, convince that it is real money and other countries have not given up that it's real money. It's only 4 minutes long. I'm going to put the link below that you can watch it in better quality. This is the last video I'm ever going to tape on here because it is kind of shady, but it does add a good point to my video here. And watch this. This is very, very interesting, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Until events had unfolded and India declared, when the United States imposed the embargo, financial relations on Iran, banking system, and then the European community followed suit. You know about it. In order to choke Iran, that Iran cannot sell its oil. And then India responded. It was an embarrassment to me that Hindu India would respond what no Muslim government dared to do. None. These are supposed to be our leaders, and these are the ones you go and you vote for in elections. India said to Iran, let's talk. And Iran agreed to sell oil for gold. And India agreed to pay for oil with gold, thus bypassing the American embargo and the European, the Zionist embargo. Russia and China are also following suit. And so, in consequence of what they did, we are now witnessing, we are now on the verge of witnessing the end of something called the petrodollar. And I never understood until now the JAL strategy. But before we proceed, why did it take Iran, which is an Islamic revolution? The Shia are proud that they have an Islamic republic. Pakistan used to have an Islamic republic before it became an American republic. So why did it take Iran so many years since the revolution to understand the role of gold as money. Why? This actually is evidence of the dismal failure of Shia Islamic scholarship. The only ones who are worse off than the Shia in the Islamic scholarship is us, we, the Sunnis. Because at least they are now selling their oil for gold. Saudi Arabia will never do that. Not until Uncle Sam says permission granted Saudi. The Zionist state of Kuwait, of Qatar will never do that. The Zionist monarchy of Saudi Arabia will never do that. None of these puppies of the Zionist world, who today call themselves Muslim countries, none of them will do it unless the Zionists give permission to them. So tonight we take off our hats in praise for Iran, who defied them, and who, because they are now prepared to sell oil for gold, that Saddam Hussein wanted to do, and that's why they knocked him down. That Muammar Gaddafi wanted to do, that's why they knocked him down. But if you attack Iran, it's different. You cannot attack Iran, because if you do that, you're going to provoke world war.
Okay, if you want to, like I said, if you want to watch the last minute of that video, you can watch it. I'm going to put the link below. He has a bigger part of the video as well. About an hour and 40 minutes. He goes into major details. He has a bunch of different videos on there. Very interesting guy who explains about the Arab world to the rest of the world. So now, point of the video. Those two big points I wanted to make. If gold was never money, or stopped being money, why did he mention those key words? Why did it take Iran so long to understand the role of gold as money? For all these years, the role of gold never stopped over there in the Middle East. That was just the Western rules, not the rest of the world. Gold wasn't money. Why is India buying oil with their gold? Gold's not money. Why is Iran accepting gold and selling it, their oil, for gold? And he mentioned those words, buying and selling. That's money. So don't believe anything that gold has never been money. It will be money again. Trust me, this will be backed by dollars. These dollars will be backed by gold. And the BRIC nations already have it in their book that gold is $7,000 an ounce and silver between $150 and $250. And these are very big powerhouses that have tons of gold. The leader is Russia, China, Brazil, South Africa, and India. And a few other countries that are ready to hop on board, like Australia and a few other countries. So once they get a lot stronger, when a whole bunch of other nations hop on board, the world's going to go back to the gold standard. Trust me, they have to. We understand that the dollar that's backed by faith or trust, there's no trust. Go ask Germany, how come the Federal Reserve won't give them their gold back? That's gold trust? Over 300 tons of gold, and they say you have to wait 7 years to get it back because they don't have it. The vaults are getting cleaned down. The Colmac vaults are getting cleaned down. People want their medals in their hand. As I put in the other video, if you do not own it, it's not in your hand. Okay? Get it in your hand. Don't worry, our time will come. Don't worry about these prices dropping. Don't worry about it. Our time will come. Okay? It's coming back into play in a very big, hard way. So all I got for today. Everybody enjoy.